Alright, alright. Back at it again. You know how it goes. So, since you got back home, and I remember you were afraid of, the Japan 15, I think it's called, gaining 10 pounds and whatnot. Because you eat a lot of noodles and rice in the trip to Japan, you know how it goes. I've come with a few, gym recommendations for you this time around, because I know you want to do it. And if you don't go with a plan, or you don't make it, work in a schedule, it's not gonna work out, let me tell you that much. Okay, so what's gonna be our plan of attack? Our plan is just gonna be three things. The first is that you're gonna need to make sure that going to a gym is not a chore, right? If you're not, like a morning person, forcing yourself to go in the morning, it's not gonna work out for you. It's gonna become tiresome. You're not gonna want to go. The same applies for people that don't like to go in the afternoon. It's the same idea. The idea behind going to a gym is that you go mostly when you can. You need to make yourself a space for time in your day to go, because really you don't need 2 hours, like intense super duper training. You just need, I want to say, about 45 to an hour in terms of time, and in terms of how often, I would say 2, maybe 3 days. It should do the trick, especially if you're starting out. We don't want you to get tired super early, and we also need to schedule in such a way that you have rest days in between, because if you don't rest, your body's not going to be able to keep up, and if your body doesn't keep up, you don't want to go to a gym, and if you don't want to go to a gym, you're going to keep those extra 10 pounds, I'm sorry. That's how it goes. So now that we identify our first step, the second step is actually going and understanding what are we looking for. And what I mean by that is, do you want to lose weight, or do you want to get stronger? In the case of weight loss, we're going to focus on diet and a mix of low and hard cardio. By that I mean basically just, are you going to use machines, or are you going to go running? To be completely honest with you, running takes technique, and a lot of people just don't get the technique. You're going to fuck up your knees. So in consideration that we don't want to fuck up our knees, we should focus on doing cardio in the machines. If you really want to get stronger, and by stronger I mean working on that booty, because I know you want to get that booty. We talked about this on your trip. We're going to be looking into the exercise portion, our third step. So much like developing the chest, all you really need to develop your booty and your legs are 3 key movements: a squat, an extension, and an abduction. I know that sounds weird, but don't worry, those moves can be all done in machines. Okay, I'm not gonna go tell you do a million different exercises that are very complex, just 3 to maybe 4 machines. The machines that you're gonna need are the hack squat machine, or a seated leg press machine, a seated leg extension machine, and a hip abduction machine. I know I'm talking like with a lot of space, but I wanted to fit in those images, because saying the names of those shit and then going to a gym, it doesn't work like that. It just doesn't work like that. So now that we know the machines, what you want to do in those machines is sets of 3 to 4 with about 8 to 10 repetitions. 8 to 10 is because that's the range where our bodies reach failure. That's a very studied thing. I would need to explain a lot of things to actually explain that, so just know that 8 and 10 is like your main goal. If you are actually using more weight than you usually use, going as slow as 6 can work, but be careful with that. And speaking of lifting, there's no real need to lift heavy at the beginning, or at any point really. All you really need to do is just have a lot of consistency and proper technique. We need proper technique basically to avoid injuries. So, keeping all those 3 steps in mind, what you really want to do is just try and go to the gym 3 times a week. You could do this whole routine about 2 times per week, ideally leaving 1 day in between, to rest your body. And we really need that rest day, because we don't want to fuck up our knees or our legs. Injuries are the most easiest, or most common I should say, way of cutting your dream journey short. And let me tell you, a lot of people just do a lot of things with bad technique and then complain, oh my god, my shoulder hurts and whatever. It's because you got bad technique. Go back to step 1, please. And that's pretty much it. If you really want to do chest or arms or everything else, I would also recommend machines. Machines are the easiest way to start. You don't really need to do them very heavy. And yeah, consistency, that's the main thing. Going again 3, maybe 4 times a week should do the trick. It's not that hard. It can't be that hard. Yeah, and today there's no extra random thing. Wow, a normal video from me. I should be scolding you, but I'm not gonna, because I know you love being scolded and all that. We're not gonna do that today. So yeah, goodbye. Goodbye.